Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Suzanne, I know you're awake this morning. Let's get everybody else awake.
So you're in a hurry? Well, you better calm down. We're all friends around you, just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day. Isn't all? So come on, let's play. Forget the rush, you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Keep back, relax, and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time. Taking it easy won't cost you a dime. Throw another log onto the fire. Because it's a beautiful day. And come on, let's play.
Good morning, all you beautiful people. Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday. Well, that's not right. It's FriYay. So come on in and share your yays this morning. Annie7. Oh, Annie, I know you're on top of the world. I'm so excited for you. And again, congratulations. Ricky and Josie, good morning, good morning. Jesse, Suzanne, Sally and Tony, good morning. Catherine Kovacs. Oh my gosh, we got a big house full this morning. So let's go into our hearts. Let's do the heart brain. And there's Kathy Hand. Good morning to you. So take a big breath in. Fill your lungs up completely. So we forget to do that. We forget how to really breathe. We think that shallow stuff is getting it, but it really doesn't. Our brains need oxygen. So we breathe in completely in our lungs. Touch your heart center. That brings your focus there. And then breathe out slowly. Add in the love. And tell your brain something special this morning. What are you going to say to that brain in your head? I'm going to say, I love you. Because those are such magic words. Those are words that carry immense power and that just help us to realize how special we are, how magnificent we are. And once we realize that ourselves, then we can share that out to the world. But for now, let's just focus on self-love, self-care. Let's make this a self-care day. How are you going to treat yourself special today? Just give me one thing that you're going to do for you today that's going to make you feel loved and make you feel like you are the most incredible person in the world. Let's see what we got. Tony is down. Oh, no. Well, we will most certainly send all of that love to Tony and just Just let her know, please, that we're all here for her. We're all wrapping our arms of love around her. Joanne Castrillo, good morning. Prachetta, hi, darling. Okay, so let me get to the blog, because the blog is all about love and listening to that voice in our head. So let me get there. It's called Unfiltered. Lenny Bruce said, there are never enough I love yous. And that's true. We can't say that enough to each other, to ourselves, to Holy Spirit. My friend Paula has been on my mind a lot lately. She had a real gift of making you feel loved. It's hard to believe she's been gone for almost 4 months. Paula always said, I love you, whenever we spoke or saw each other, and it was always heartfelt. I remember the day we had gone out somewhere together, and her autistic son, Hunter, was in the back seat. He was immersed in a video game on his phone, and he paid us no mind the majority of the time we were out and about. As she dropped me off at home, I said goodbye to Hunter. And to my surprise, he said, I love you. I looked at Paula with tears in my eyes, and she was beaming with her beautiful smile. I knew in that holy moment that there was so much pride in her heart at what we both had just experienced. Sometimes miracles are only seen by a few, but their impact is huge. That one stays within my heart always, and I try to share that feeling every day with those in my world. If I can make even one person feel like I did when Hunter said that to me, then I feel that I have honored him and my beautiful Paula. Dear angels, we have teachers of many kinds during our life experience. Sometimes it is words from a small child that bring us back home to our heart in an instant. What if we could all drop everything that is going on in the world for just a moment and enter that place where we remember who we are, when we become like the innocent child who exhibits pure, unconditional love? What a different world this would be. Dear ones, thoughts spoken out loud without filters are so powerful that they can be life-changing. This raw spoken dialogue bypasses what the brain would have you say. When you respond to someone this way, many times you are surprised at the words that came to you or from you. This voice inside your head is your real self, which normally carries on conversations with your brain. Allow this inner voice to bring through the messages from your higher self. Hold conscious conversations with yourself. The more you do this, you will find that deeper connection to the true you without resistance, and become a conduit for love to flow through you. Dear ones, today I promise to always listen with an open mind when my higher self speaks. So I'm so grateful for my friend Paula, who's still reaching out from beyond, who still is showing that love every day. And I can just hear her. I hear her words saying, I love you. And I know that's her. And she gives me signs that it is her. And I saw beautiful Jennifer Langren come in. Paula was a mutual friend of mine and Jennifer's. And Jen, she's still sharing her love, even after her body is gone. Her spirit is just so prominent here in the world. Who else came in? I think that was it. All right, so let's see what Kuan Yin has to say about all of that. Kathy, I haven't talked to Sunny to see how Hunter's doing, but that is on my list of things to do this week, since Paula has made her presence so widely known and reminded me that we need to be giving Hunter extra special love. All right, so let's see what Kuan Yin has to say about all of that. Kuan Yin says, now is the time. Now it is time to be open to what will be. Embrace your destiny, beloved. It is calling you forward, even while it is hurtling towards you. Your time is now. So listen to that voice in your head. We all have it. Did you all ever carry on a conversation with yourself? That's that voice in your head. That's the one that's channeling through your higher self. That's what the angels say, that your higher self helping you to understand how much you're loved. And we can be that conduit. We can bring that voice through and allow it to speak with our own voice box. And it speaks love, because that's what it is. It's pure love. You know, I didn't grow up hearing I love yous. I didn't get the hugs and the warm fuzzies and told that I was a good girl. I didn't get that. So when a child just comes out naturally and says, I love you, and especially a child that is special needs and doesn't normally show that to or say it anyway, he shows it, but to say it, it really was very touching. It touched my heart that I had that experience. And I'll never forget how that felt. How I felt just to be loved unconditionally. Nothing was asked of me in return. I wasn't asked to pay attention to, to shower him with lots of anything, just to be me. And I did pay attention to him, and I did say goodbye. And that's when I got the I love you. So sometimes it's just paying attention. It's just being there. You don't have to do anything else. And it's the same way for people that are in grief, for someone who's going through that time where they're learning how to live again in a different way because they don't have a person there that was there. And sometimes words aren't needed. Sometimes all we need to do is listen to that inner voice to know if we have to say something, or if we can just sit and maybe be in the presence of them, letting them know that that love's flowing from our heart. Words aren't always necessary, because words are a human thing. That's what we do. That's how we communicate. But spirit communicates through the heart. So if we listen to that inner voice and it's telling us, just be right now. You don't have to say a word. You know, that's why people shy away when there's been a loss. When someone has left their physical body and the loved ones are just, maybe they're still in shock, maybe they're still in denial or anger or whatever the stage of grief they're in. We don't have to say it's okay, or we don't have to speak words like, they're in a better place. Well, maybe they are, but at that moment, what that loved one needs is just somebody who understands, somebody who knows that there's nothing that can be said that's going to make it any better. So why say anything? So don't shy away when one of your loved ones or your friends or acquaintances or coworkers has experienced a loss. Just be there for them. You don't have to say a word. Just be there. Good morning to our Hope. And how's our beautiful boy? Is he doing well in school? I really hope so, because I haven't had an update on him. So please let us know how everything's going there. And Annie says the other day, talking about Grayson. Okay, the other day he was sick. Okay, let me see if I can get this message right, Annie. The other day he was sick. Mom, can Mama P and Auntie Jean and Leo send me healing? Was so beautiful. those children, they know what it's all about, right? They know that that love heals. They know that that's all they have to do is receive the love that's sent to them for them to heal inside. That is beautiful, Annie. And there is our Leo, our Lizos has arrived. Yes, he has. And Suzanne says, I love saying I love you, especially to my kids. It's definitely not a German thing. Yeah, there's lots of cultures that reserve those words. My father was German Irish, and I don't think I ever heard that from him. I know I felt it. He was a very strict man. He was a force to be reckoned with. But there were times when he could be so gentle, but yet I never heard the words. So when I hear I love you, it means a lot to me. I want you all to know that. And when we say it at the end of the show every day, it just puts me in such a good place because I know you all mean it. I know that it's not just a ritual that we do. That's our thing. It is our thing. But I also know you, and I know that you're not going to say it if you don't mean it. So thank you. Thank you for saying that to each other. And thank you for saying that to me. How many times do you thank somebody in your life for saying, I love you? We need to acknowledge and show that gratitude. So it is FriYay. And I know you got some yays out there. Let's hear what they are. Oh, thank you, Annie. And Grayson's doing well. Yay. I'm so happy about that. I want all of our children to do well in school, in life, and to be happy. That's the main thing. And Kathy says, I'm grateful to my parents for leaving me and my brothers not much of a material inheritance, but rather a legacy of love. That's even more important, Kathy, because, material things, you can replace those, but you're always going to remember the love that was shown to you. Oksana, good morning, sweet one on YouTube. Good morning, good morning. Happy FriYay. I'm dealing with some anxieties, so I'm wrapping myself with a hug from my inner being and breathing out slow. Absolutely. Oksana, right now, I want you to just receive from us. Receive the love we're going to send to you, and let's everyone wrap our arms around Oksana. She's such a beautiful soul. I'm so glad I got to meet you when I was in Florida with Auntie Jean. And we had such a blessed time with you. I remember I wasn't feeling well, and you just allowed me to just be, to just go lay down and let whatever it was pass. And you and Auntie Jean bonded, I believe, over tea, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, Annie, we are a beautiful family of love. And Suzanne said she didn't hear I love yous either. I was able to say I love you to him right before he passed, though. So glad you got to do that. My dad was in a coma for 3 years, actually, before he passed. And it was a stroke that put him in that coma. So, yeah, I wish I could have had that last moment with my dad. And Annie says, thank you all for coming so far to see Grayson and myself. Oh, it was our pleasure, Annie. It was so good to meet both of you. Mama Hado Bear, good morning. And who is Susan? I'm not sure who Susan is on here this morning, Auntie Jean. She says, I didn't hear I love you from my dad. Oh, Suzanne, maybe. Okay. Didn't hear I love you from my dad. Yeah, I think there's a lot of us in that same boat. Catherine, you made tacos yesterday for dinner. I did that last week. I love tacos. And Annie says, yeah, breathe in my lungs. breath in my lungs. That's your yay, breath in your lungs. Car's working, safe home. School starts February the 6th. That's really soon, Annie. I'm so happy for you. Elena, I'm so happy, Elena, that you're coming to Sedona. I'm just thrilled that that's coming up for all of us that are headed out to that place, that beautiful place with the view of those rocks. That's where we're going to be looking out that window every day and going out into those rocks. But Elena's yay is for knowing all of you. Beautiful. And Sally says, my FriYay is finally start getting rid of my sore throat. Amen, sister. Let's get rid of it. Totally. And Kathy says, my dad would sing, I love you, a bushel and a peck. You bet your dirty neck, I do. I love that. He was such a funny guy. I see his humor in both my kids. I see it in you, Kathy. And I think you got that humorous personality. So thank you to your dad for that. And Auntie Jean is sending Tony a hug, love, and so much healing energy. Indeed. Oksana says, yes, tea and poetry. That's right. Oh, Oksana, have you thought any more about publishing your poetry? Because I would love to see that happen. And she says, I love both of you. I want to have more get-togethers like that. Well, Oksana, we are planning a Florida retreat the end of the year. So as soon as I know any details, I will get it to you. I need to come to Florida first, which is going to happen over the next couple of weeks. And then we'll have a place and we can start planning that one. And Annie, your dad would also sing that bushel and a peck song. Oh, that's awesome. Suzanne says, my FriYay is the peace and love I feel in my heart. Beautiful. Blue, you're awake. Good morning. Blue made apple pie, and today we're in the midst of a snowstorm. Yeah, I think that's the one that we just had. I think it came your way. And my Angel Mobile is covered in snow, so I have to have Ruth pick me up today to be able to see her. Okay, Leo says, I never heard I love you from my dad. He also never showed it, but I like to believe that he does in his own way. I'm sure he does, Leo. Yeah, because we're all one. We're all connected on that higher realm. We're just here in this lifetime to have the experiences, to work with each other. Maybe he was part of your sandpaper that made you that beautiful being that you are. I've had lots of sandpaper people in my life that smoothed out the rough edges and helped me to see the inner beauty that's in me. So I feel like that's the same with you, but it is love. It's just shown in a way that you all agreed to before you even came here. Kathleen says, my dad would sing Daddy's Little Girl to me. I would get emotional and cry. Oh, I know I would have too, Kathleen. And Suzanne starts school on February 7th. So you guys are going to start almost at the same time. Oksana says, great. Yes, please come back to Florida. I keep just on writing poems in my journal. I would love to publish them. Let's make it happen, Oksana. Let's make it a reality. Perhaps I can ask for some guidance. You absolutely can. I would love to help. I remember when Aunt Mary Lou was ready to publish hers, and I just walked her through it. So I'll be happy to do that for you. And Sally says, we don't have any snow right now. That's a real FriYay. Yeah, because I'm going out twice today. I'm not looking forward to slipping and sliding in the snow for real. But guess what, you guys? I'm going to go exercise right after the morning show. Denise and I are headed out to do some exercising. I don't know about this. We'll see if Teri can move her bod this morning, especially this early. I think that's pretty cool that both of your dads sang that song. And Blue says, my dad would sing a Gene song to me. That's awesome. Oh, I'm happy for both Suzanne and Annie being in school. I think that's just great. My nose is itching. I have a feeling my friend Paula's hanging out with us this morning. She really wanted to be acknowledged yesterday, and she reminded me of that time with Hunter in the car, and that's what the blog was about. So if you all missed the reading of it, please go read it, because it's, I think it's pretty powerful, that message that, you know, sometimes we get what we need in the most unexpected places. And Leo says, that's a beautiful way of seeing it, Teri. My dad definitely made me a stronger man. He made me aware that the love I expected from him can be found in self-love. It definitely can, Leo. And when we tune in to that inner voice that the angels were talking about last night, when we listen to that inner voice, we're listening to our higher self. We're listening to the only thing that's real, which is our spirit self. So, yeah, I know you got that going on. You show so much love to all of us. And I am so grateful that I got to know you. I got to know you before most of the P's. There were a few of the P's that I already knew in Florida. And the rest is all history. And I was talking to somebody yesterday. Oh, it must have been after chanting last night. We were on the air on Zoom together, and we were talking about the fact that it's going to be 3 years in March that our little family was born, that we all chose each other as family, the Angelic River family, and we're still here today for each other. We still gather, we still love, and that's the sign of something that's real, when we can stick to it, and every day to come in here and check in with each other and share the yays. And I love that you all are sharing yays this morning about what's going on in your life and how can this day get better. What can we do to make it a better day for ourselves first, self-love, and then to share that love out with others. So I'm going to make it a better day for me, because I'm going to get out there and do some movement. I don't know. I'm going to give it a try, you guys. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And this may be the one and only, but maybe not. Maybe it will be a new routine in my life to have that morning exercise. We will see. Deirdre, good morning to you. And Pocky's looking for Lizos. Pocky, I'll be playing Lizos in just a little bit, but first we got to have all of our check-ins and see if there's anything going on that we need to pray for. We know that Tony needs our extra prayers this morning, so let's lift her up high. And anybody else that's got stuff going on, or loved ones with stuff going on, and let's just be there for each other. Prayer is a beautiful way to say I love you. It's one of the most amazing ways, because when we pray, it comes straight from our heart. There are no filters. There's nothing that says, oh, that person doesn't like me very much, but I'll pray for them anyway. No, we lose all the human stuff surrounding each other when we pray, because we're going straight to spirit. All right, what else we got? Annie, you got a treadmill? Always not that bad. I need to go back to the gym. Yeah, well, I have silver sneakers. And so I'm going to a silver sneakers class, and hopefully it won't kill me. I've tried many exercise classes before, and I've ended up just backing out of the room. But I'm going to take it easy. And so I'm not going to overdo it. because I gotta start packing my car this weekend, you guys, and get ready to get out of Denise's house because she needs this space to work in. So I'll be out of here and over at my friend Sue Seacoff's for a week after this. Suzanne says, I'm still amazed how you showed up in my newsfeed, Teri. I knew nobody who watched the show. I think the angels put it there for you, Suzanne. You were supposed to see that 3 years ago. You were supposed to know that there was something special that you could tap into. And Sally says, just take it slow, listen to your body, breathe, and stay hydrated. Yep, that is the key. Kathleen says, Leo, no matter what your childhood was like, you exude joy and love. I think you were born with so much of it that you give it to all you meet. He really does. Oh, Leo, you're just a ball of love. And I'm so happy. I heard that you've got your airline ticket and you're headed to Sedona in April to be with us. I can't wait to see you in all those red rocks. And hopefully we don't lose you. I'm hoping that I can connect you with my friend Jay, who does the hikes and takes everybody on hikes. And not me. I won't be hiking up a mountain, but I will live vicariously through the ones that do. And Auntie Jean says, I don't remember my dad ever saying I love you to me while he was alive, but he has come to me since and said, I love you, baby girl. Everything will be all right. Absolutely. And Blue says, yes, I remember going online after being out with the dogs, and the two of you were online by the river, and I teased you. You tease everybody, and I'm so happy that you do. And you made the fairies show up too. Thank you for that. Ricky asked for prayers for healing. Absolutely, Rick. Joanne, Calypso cat is struggling a lot with a sinus infection, very bad, and having a hard time eating. Let's wrap our arms of love around that little girl and get Calypso back to her natural state of being, which is not sick. Sally says chair yoga is low impact and gets the body used to further movement. Yeah, I love to do chair yoga and chair exercises. And Leo says, Kathleen Caputo, thank you, Mama Hata Bear. I always felt the love by my spirit guides, and that got me through my childhood and now through my adulthood as a certified childless bachelor. We're not going to certify you for that, Leo. There's somebody special out there for you. I know this. And if I remember correctly, in the very beginning, when you were getting angel messages in the angel circles, we saw a vision of you out west with your special someone. So let's never give up hope. And Blue says, cats don't eat when they cannot smell, sending Reiki. Well, yeah, that's true. So we'll send that beautiful healing energy to Calypso. All right, so let's take time to go into our hearts for each other, sending love to wherever it needs to go, animals, people, all of that long prayer list that we have going on. Let's just take a moment to do that. And if there is something in your heart that you haven't shared that's a burden, just hold that while we do the prayer time. Just know how loved you are. Even if you haven't heard it very much in your own life, I want to say it to you every day. It's like I said in the blog, if I can make anybody, if I can make one person feel the way Hunter made me feel that day, then it's all worth it. It's all worth all of the I love yous, all of the time that I sit with you individually and sit with you in this group every morning. I want you to know that when I say I love you, it comes from deep in my heart. You all are so special to me. So let's go into our hearts where we connect in with our higher self. to get that blessing of love and light that comes in. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Just feel that. Just feel the energy right now. Sometimes there's no need for words. Sometimes when we check in, connecting the heart to our higher self, words aren't necessary. Or maybe you just hear the energy. Maybe you see it as well. So let's see. Let's just go into our hearts. And what do you see? What's in there? What do you hear when there's no human words going on? Let's just take a moment. Sometimes it takes just a moment for your mind to settle down, to stop listening, to stop the chatter, to stop thinking about what you want to say. So just allow this morning. Just ask in your heart for a message. Ask your higher self. Ask God, however you perceive God to be. Ask the angels, Divine Mother, Christ. Ask what your message is this morning. As you take the time to just be still and listen, that voice starts getting louder, that voice inside your head that brings in the message. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes it's an image. And sometimes it is just words, maybe one word or phrase. I just heard the word gallop. So there's somebody connecting in with horses. Maybe you, Blue, but I'm feeling horse energy. I see a boat. I don't know who's connecting in with water right now, but there's some water energy going on. I see a huge clock, one of the big ones that hangs on a wall and the hands move. And the second hand is moving. So there's somebody focused on time and know that there really is no linear time. That's our concept of how we have to move forward and the ticking of the clock. So if somebody is focused on putting things in order is what it sounds like. And just know that you can do it with ease and grace if you just step away and listen. Listen to your higher self. What else is coming in? What are you all getting as a message or an image? Just go deeper. If you're not getting anything, if you say, no, it's just a blank, that's okay. Just breathe deeper. Go into the silence. Just envision you're walking in fog and there's nothing else to see here. All you have to do is listen. Listen to that voice, the one that guides you, the one that helps you to know you are loved. And now I see a whole sea of people in their spirit form. And I believe that's all of you, all of you, all of your loved ones, everyone that we lift up every day. And while we're walking together and gathering together, I'm just going to ask Spirit for a special blessing for each one that's gathered here. A blessing of hope, a blessing of hearing the words, I love you. Clear out any resistance to those words. That's what the message is. Let's clear up the fog. Let's clear up the mind so you can receive those powerful words. I love you. Let it ring through your ears. Let your spirit know that you're loved. Hold that energy in your heart right now and see if anything more comes through. Maybe a loved one wants to say it to you. Just listen. I hear somebody's heart crying. It's okay, dear one. It's perfectly okay to be emotional when you hear that message of I love you. And maybe, as many have expressed here today, maybe that wasn't a normal happening from someone that you wanted it from. But in spirit, there is only love. So if you're connecting in with your loved one right now, just know that. Know that in the earth experience, we come here with different agendas. We come here with a role to play. And sometimes that role is to be hard. Sometimes it is to be the sandpaper and be rough. But know that there's always love in each one of us. In each soul that shows up, there is love because it's what we're made of. So as you connect in with that beautiful love energy, let's send it out where it's needed. We've had several that have asked for prayers. And let's lift them high, all of those who are struggling, either physically or emotionally, maybe mentally, some spiritually. So let's send love to our beautiful family, love to those that are on our list that the family has brought to us, and love for those in our world. We are the light that shines into that darkness. So the more you hear I love you, the more you can say I love you. Your light shines brighter into the dark. And let's do that now. Let's lift up each other as we do every day. We do a heart telephone on the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. Kathleen, you saw Jesus standing by the ocean telling me he is guiding me. What a blessing for that message to come through to you. When we just listen, we see and we hear. Thank you. I knew there was somebody by water. Marietta, blessings to us all as we rise up, up, up to a higher plane with infinite love and gratitude. Yes, indeed. So if anyone wants to share what came through for you as you went into your heart, stand in the silence. I love hearing that. It lifts me up for you to share it. And thank you, Kathleen, for sharing yours. Didn't that feel good? Just to receive love today, just to know that you're not alone. That voice that's in your head, that's you communicating with your higher self. That's you receiving love and bringing that through to share with others. Love is the only thing that's real. So just allow it to be real for you. Oh, thank you, Auntie Jean. We all love you very much as well. Annie says, I just feel God is taking all the heartache out of my body. Yeah, that's what happens when love moves in. There's no room for anything else. There's no room for fear or pain or anything else, just love. Good morning, sweet Rochelle. I'm so glad you're here. And Julie Kiss, I see that you're watching. Good morning. So I'm going to end the show with our Lizos, the way we always do. So we'll get the dance pants and the waggle butts ready, because they're ready for Lizos. They're ready to pounce and do, what is it you call it? The bouncity flouncity. And I'm getting ready to bouncity flouncity as I go to work out this morning. So much love to every one of you. I just pray that you stay in your hearts today, that you feel the blessing, and that you take the warmth from this moment we've had together, where all of us are showing you love. Just take that love in. I encourage you to take one moment today for yourself, one moment where you do what we just did together, where you just sat with no distractions, no noise, no have-tos. Just sit, close your eyes, be in the silence, and see what comes through. See if perhaps, like Kathleen, Jesus or one of your other guides comes to be with you and comes to communicate with you and bring that message to you. And I saw Annie, Chewy is under the blankets. He's not dancing. Oh, Julie, I'm so sorry. You had a snowstorm, but hopefully you're staying safe and warm. All right, so Leo, take us out of here. Take us away, Leo.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready, because today is the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on. Come on, let's play. It's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. We're on a peace for peace, on a mission for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead. Wherever means up there, we create a portal where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Calling on the guys, the angels and the masters. Take a deep breath, we're going into a new dimension. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottomless refuse, spilling off from the top. Here, the coffee's always hot and the choice is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today is a new day, we are part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can side with us, there is always no space in the pot. For more love, take a spot and get the day started. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning cuppa full of joy, every day at 8. Just start the day on a high five, we call the AAA. Morning cuppa full of joy, with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cuppa full of joy, every day at 8. Just start the day on a high five, we call the AAA. Morning cuppa full of joy, with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste.
Ooh, thank you, Leo, for taking us out of here this morning. I love you all so much. Stay in your heart, stay blessed, and find a yay in this day. I know there's one there. So happy FriYay to everybody. Share that stuff around and show your love. Say I love you. Say I'm grateful for you. Those of you that are doing the gratitude base, thank you for doing that. Thank you for sharing out messages of love and hope. And I will see you later. I love you. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone.